Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Zachary Dickinson here. Hope it's been a wonderful and blessed weekend as we now start off another wonderful week on Monday. I posted a few videos over the weekend. We had the Jessica Jones Marvel Netflix deep dives series. I'm part of TV show and anime deep dives. And then we had what I plan on reading in the month of July books. And then yesterday we had our first ever weekly recap, recapping what I watched, read, and everything in between over the week. Hopefully that continues. Today for Marvel and DC Mondays, we have every DCU group explained, which means every current and possible future DCU group within the first chapter of the James Gunn and Peter Safran led DC universe, which is chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. So let's get on into it. Okay, to start off, we have the four current DCU groups. One of them isn't all that much of an actual group, but more so a family of sorts. So we have Creature Commandos, which is a TV show that basically started the DCU as they were in the midst of their reboot. We still had a few other projects coming out to finish off the full reboot, but this was the first official project, and it was great. Then we have the Justice Gang, which appeared in the Superman movie last year, where we have Hawkgirl, um, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner Green Lantern, and by the end of the film, we also have Metamorpho joining the team. Okay. And then we have our third group, which isn't an official DCU group yet because the project comes out in a month, but it's current for at least this year, so I will count it. And that is the Green Lantern Corps. But we don't know how much involvement they'll have in the Lantern show from the trailers we've seen. Now, the fourth one is a family, and there's a ton of different families that are canonical groupings in DC, both comics and different universes, and that is the Super Family or Superman family, where it's Superman and his relatives, his future children, and other relatives' future children as well. We have obviously Superman and Supergirl, and we also have Lois Lane as a part of it as well. But it'll be expanding all throughout the future of the DCU. Now for two parts of the possible future DCU groups. First, we'll get through the obvious, then we'll get through not as obvious or lesser notable. All right, the five easily and most obvious predictable ones based solely off of the projects that are pretty much confirmed or heavily rumored are the biggest and most notable, which is the Justice League, which will likely have Batman, Superman, Hawkgirl, a Green Lantern, one of the Flash, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, and something along those lines. We also have Teen Titans, which will probably have a Robin, either Dick, Tim, or Damian, Starfire, um, Beast Boy, possibly Cyborg here too, and Raven are all the prominent main members for a typical start of a Teen Titans run. Then we have the Bat Family, which is Batman and every single Robin or other sidekick, or Batgirl, or Batwoman, Catwoman, Dick Grayson, Robin or Nightwing, Robin or Red Robin, Red Hood Robin, and stuff like that. Then we have two more based off of a group we currently have in. So the group we currently have is the Justice Gang, and that'll probably turn into something like a Justice League International or a Justice League of America, which is just a expanded or B team version of the Justice League. I don't know if they'll get projects, but they'll definitely be a team as the core group of the Justice League is unlikely to have all the members of the Justice Gang, but they'll still have a same spot of where the Justice Gang's current headquarters are, which is like the museum or memorial place. And then lastly, based solely off of the current idea for the first Batman project, The Brave and the Bold, and that storyline will probably have the introduction of the League of Assassins with Ra's and Talia al Ghul and stuff like that. So those are the five easily predictable ones. And then now we have a few more, quite a few more. We have seven more groups that are a bit smaller, not as easily to say, still probably all to be very likely within the universe or just a group within the universe that may not be an actual group and just like a subgroup of another group. All right, so our seven last groups, which are just smaller groups, overall, I'll say them in the order of bigger to lesser. We have Justice League Dark, which is solely dependent on Clayface and how that does with the potential of Swamp Thing to come out. So I say Justice League Dark, which is basically the equivalent to the Midnight Suns. Both of these are focusing on their respective universes of either DC or Marvel in the supernatural realm of demons, vampires, angels, magic, and mystical stuff as well. So that's pretty much Justice League Dark. Then we have the next obvious and probably most likely the Robins, which is just an offshoot group of the Bat family. It's not really an actual project or anything. We're canonically getting and guaranteed to get the dynamic duo, which I hope is in the DCU. Currently, it's slated for the Elseworlds or extended universe that's not in the main canon universe. Which the Robins is just every canonical Robin. That's the sidekick of Batman. All right, then we have some lesser groups or lesser notable. So the next main group that we'll see is very likely dependent on if the Bane and Deathstroke movie happens, which is the Secret Society of Supervillains, which both Bane and Deathstroke have been a part of at some point in time in the comics, to my knowledge. But there are other villains that are in it, like Gorilla Grodd, Reverse Flash, and other notable villains. Our next couple, our final group that's an actual official group in the comics, is the Terrifics. This is probably either going to be a group or going to be a subgroup within the Justice League of America, kind of like how in Young Justice we have many subgroups within Young Justice of covert teams, like that. Then our three last groups right here, we have our family groups. Those three are the Aqua family, the Flash family, and the Amazons. The Amazons are obviously the most notable of all the groups, as they do definitely have at least Wonder Woman, and they have a few Justice League stories. The Flash and Aqua families are both also notable in the fact that if and probably when we get Flash and Aquaman projects, we're very likely to have a lot of time with the Flash and Aqua families as well. The family groupings are canonical groups, but they're not among the big and heavy hitter groups. So, all of these groups, we have the four current ones, which are the four current ones, which are Creature Commandos, Justice League, Green Lantern, Superman, Super Family, or Superman Family, and this will probably turn into Creature Commandos, the Green Lantern Corps, Justice League of America, Justice League, the Teen Titans, the Bat Family with the subgroup of Robins, League of Assassins, and then Justice League Dark, the Secret Society of Supervillains. Then from specifically Wonder Woman, the Amazons, then specifically from the core main group of the Justice League. We'll have Flash family, the Superman family, the Bat family, and the Aquaman family as well. And so that is all, and all we have left is the outro. Alright, so that is every single DCU group that I think is a very high chance of coming out based solely off of all the confirmed and heavily rumored projects to be coming out in the DCU, and everything I think will probably come out in the first chapter of the DCU universe, Gods and Monsters. The only other group that could possibly come out, but there's no actual rumor or confirmation of any possible project, is pretty much the New Gods. Other groups are very much going to come about in the future, but these are, of course, the main and core groups within the DC universe. And so we will see many, many more in all the futures, and there are many different subgroups within other groups, as we have noted. So I thank you all for watching. If you have watched all the way through to now, please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified about all future videos. We post every Monday, every Wednesday, almost every Friday, every Saturday, and every Sunday. From Friday to Monday, you'll get 4 straight days of videos coming out at either 5:30 or 7 o'clock, and then Wednesday will also be the 5th video every single week. Tuesday and Thursday are no videos right now, and nothing will be planned for the near future. Tuesday is only videos for compilations, and those don't come out too much. I don't want to overcrowd them all that much. And so I thank you all. I thank you for watching. Goodbye. God bless you all. Have a wonderful Monday.